All right, great. So I think we have Kelly on the line now. Kelly, if you want to go ahead and get us started.
Yes, sure. So this is Kelly Wellborn. I am the director of the ICFP ISC Secretariat, and we are super excited to have you on board with us today to walk through the ICFP and to help you have the best experience possible. So has everybody else introduced themselves? For some reason we didn't hear the beginning. So
nope, we were just waiting for you to get connected. I let them know that you and Chris were joining us from on the ground in Kigali, and that it would just take a few moments for you to get connected.
Perfect.
Great, so I'll go ahead and get started. This is our ICFP Gates Institute organizing team. Oying is our director at the Gates Institute, as well as the ICFP ISC chair. And Kelly and Chris, I'll let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jean-Christophe. I'm a program officer at the Gates Institute, and I'm supporting the scientific subcommittee of the ICFP.
And I'm Kelly, the director of the ICFP ISC Secretariat. Carolina, are you on the line?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. This is Carolina. I'm the person taking care of all your registration needs and questions, so please let me know if you need anything.
Great. Thank you, Carolina and Chris and Kelly. And I am Christina Sherrill. I'm the Communications ICFP Subcommittee Co-Chair, and I work at the Gates Institute as well. And apologies, I see that these slides are sort of cut off at the top for some reason through the Blue Jeans platform, so I'll be sure to send them out afterwards for anyone in case you're unable to view them in their entirety. So, Chris and Kelly, I'll let you take it away with the opening to the webinar with the "This is your ICFP" slide.
Sure. So, as many of you know already, the ICFP is a place to come together to share knowledge, to leverage each other's efforts, and to strengthen our family planning and reproductive health community, and to really build that momentum to achieve the FP 2020 goal that we're so desperately trying to achieve before our next ICFP. As you know, it's the largest scientific conference on family planning in the world, and we bring in a number of different stakeholders, including political leaders, scientists, researchers, policymakers, advocates, and youth, to really disseminate knowledge and celebrate those successes that we've had and really move forward to that ICFP goal. We also have several awards that we give out in recognition of those individuals and organizations and different countries that have really excelled at really bringing together family planning in their own communities and helping to advocate for family planning. So we're really excited about a number of awards that we're going to be sharing with the group in Kigali at ICFP. As you all know as well, it takes a village to plan a big event like this. So this would not be possible without all of the different organizations and people that are helping on the ground. Of course, here we have the National Steering Committee in Kigali, Rwanda, that's really helping, and it's based in the Ministry of Health here. And the Rwanda Biomedical Center. So they really have been amazing at helping push things through. Here we have the International Steering Committee that's made up of over 50 organizations, including implementing best practices, which we'll talk about a little bit later with regard to the actual their workshops that they're holding at ICFP. And then, of course, we have the core organizing group. It's 12 agenda-setting organizations that are really helping us to get the word out about the ICFP and also really bringing together those stakeholders across the globe to make sure that family planning is something that is really implemented in policies around the world. It wouldn't, of course, as well be possible without our 2018 ICFP sponsors. We have quite a number of them, and we really want to thank them for all that they have been doing. I know that they're working very hard in their own organizations to really push family planning. And we are super excited to have everybody on board this year at ICFP. There are a number of different activities that have been arranged through these sponsors, and a number of different things that I think you'll be excited to experience while you're there, that they're helping to make possible, which is great. So thank you very much. With regard to the ICFP scientific overview, I'm gonna send it to Chris to walk you through exactly what the theme of this year's conference is and how it stacks up to the last few ICFPs.
Thanks, Kerry. As you all know, this year was very exciting, and we had quite high interest from the family planning community. The theme of this year was decided to be investing for a lifetime of returns. And really the focus is on the return on investment in family planning. And under that theme, we had 15 tracks, and of course, the 16 for others other types of abstracts that do not fit in those 15 tracks. Overall, we had a very high number of submissions compared to the previous years. You can see that we had a growth or an increase of submissions from 613 individual abstracts in 2009 when we had the first ICFP to more than 2,700 individual abstracts, and from 40 preformed panels to more than 200 preformed panels. And this year we integrated various forms of presentations that made us accept more than we actually could in the standard way of presentation. So this year we were able to accommodate 1,600 presenters in total. So that includes presenters of individual abstracts, reformed panel presenters, and poster presenters. As you can see, we had quite a high number of submissions, particularly in two tracks. So the track 10 and track 7. So track 10 is about sexual and reproductive health and rights among youth and adolescents. And the track 7 is about expanding access to family planning. We had more than 400 submissions in each of those tracks, and also those tracks had the highest number of preformed panels submitted in those tracks. So the orange box show preformed panels, and the blue shows individual abstracts submitted. And these also reflect the proportions of abstracts that were accepted for presentation during the conference. So you will have the experience of various presentations in those specific fields throughout the conference period. So the acceptance, we had quite a high acceptance rate. So we had 49% acceptance for oral abstracts. So among all individual abstracts submitted, we were able to accept 49%. And for the preformed panels, we were able to accept 72% of the submitted preformed panels. And of course, all of these submissions, the presentations will vary in formats, but overall the quality of abstracts was very high, and that's why it was very competitive to really be selected for presentation during the ICFP. So in matter of participants, we actually grew from 1,300 participants in 2009, and we're expecting more than 3,500 presenters coming from more than 110 countries, as you can see on this map that Christina is going to pull up if the internet allows. Yeah, so that's it concerning the scientific presentations, and we look forward to welcoming you to this interesting scientific program. And the scientific program is up online, and I've received quite several.
So we must have lost them in Kigali, unfortunately. They'll be calling in back in just a moment. Here they are. Hi, Kelly. Thank you.
No problem. Go ahead.
So I was saying that if you had challenges finding your presentation, or any presenters that you were looking for, you can easily search on the online program just by searching by their first or their last name. And the program will give you all presentations where that specific presenter appears, either as a session chair, either as a presenter, or as a co-author.
Perfect. Great. So we're expecting about 3,700 participants from across the globe, 110 countries. We have a number of pre- and post-conference events that most of them, many of them, are open to people signing up to attend. So please do check those out. You can find the pre-conference and the post-conference events included in that scientific session run of show that you'll find on the website. So you can search by pre-conference events and post-conference events as well as side events, but you can find a number of things that are happening in the lead up and during, and a few things that are happening post-conference. So we're really excited about all of those side events. They are both on-site and off-site, so there are a number of different things that are happening there at the convention center, but you can also find things that are happening outside of the convention center area as well. We have a number of things to take you through, so I'm just going to jump right in. We had a survey in 2016 that we were really excited to get the feedback from you all with regard to what you thought about the ICFP in 2016 so that we could continue moving forward with those things that you really liked about the conference. So the focus on family planning, of course, the scientific and technical platform, that high visibility for advocacy. This year, last year we had advocacy kind of as an overarching topic and in one particular track. We now have advocacy embedded in almost every single track in the conference. So we had not only scientific and research-based submissions, abstract submissions, but we've embedded those advocacy submissions in all of the tracks, which is great. I think people are going to really learn a lot about advocacy throughout each of the different sessions. We've got a lot of networking opportunities, which I'll talk to you about in just a bit. Learning opportunities galore. Youth involvement is even bigger and better this year. We have over 60 sessions happening at the Youth Pre-Conference, which is really amazing, and a number of different people. We had 600 youth coming to participate in the Youth Pre-Conference and throughout the conference itself. So we're really excited about the high level of youth involvement. They will actually have their own plenary. The Day 2 plenary is all focused on youth and planned by youth and run by youth. So it promises to be a very exciting event. We also have a high level of government official involvement, and we're continuing on with that. Inspiring that innovation and creativity. We'll talk about a session or two that really is going to be fun for a number of people, and it's coming back again this year. And then trying to make this a very highly organized event so that everybody has what they need when they need it. As far as the improvements that we're trying to make on the conference, one thing that you all said, or many of you said, was we really want these sessions to be more interactive, not just the regular rote kind of presentations that a number of these scientific conferences have. So we are using software like Poll Everywhere to really make feedback from the audience possible. We're also live streaming a number of different things, which includes Q&A. So a number of the sessions will be live streamed, and we'll have Q&A. If we have Q&A from the audience there in Kigali, we'll also take some questions from the online audience. And Christina will tell you a little bit more about watching online and participating online with us if you can't be here in Kigali. As well, we have flash presentations that Chris talked a bit about, where not only do you hear somebody up there presenting on the panel, but you're able to actually get up out of your chairs and go and meet with them in person and talk a little bit about their presentation. So you'll hear from eight presenters with their quick pitch, and then those presenters that you're really interested in, you can get up and go and have a conversation with them, and then we'll come back to the big group and can ask questions of all of the panelists. So we're really trying to make some changes so that there is much more interactivity. As well, we are improving the availability of translation. We realize that there are a number of Francophone participants, and we really want to make sure that they feel that they are able to participate in all the sessions. So we have over half of the sessions, or almost half of the sessions, are able to accommodate that simultaneous translation in those rooms. The other sessions that are smaller rooms, we're kind of testing the Microsoft Translate app. So if you have not explored Microsoft Translate and want to do so before you jump on the ground there at the conference, please do explore that a bit and pull up the app. We're going to be testing that this year just to see how well it does for us, so that people can actually communicate with one another in these sessions and understand. And I think over 60 languages. It's a pretty impressive app. So we're gonna test that out. Then we have shortened the opening ceremony. A lot of you were saying 2 hours was too long, and I can't imagine why anybody would say that. But we have definitely shortened the opening ceremony. We're working on 1 hour instead of 2, so everybody can get to the welcome celebration that Rwanda is hosting for us all after the opening ceremony. We do have the President of Rwanda joining us, which will be very exciting. And First Lady will be joining us on the first day of the conference at our Women at Impact panel. So you can find out more about that event online at our ICFP website at fpconference.org. Then we are continuing to make sure that we have those informal ways to bring people together. We have roundtable topical discussions at lunch on the 13th and 14th. We have mentorship meetups. We have in-app connections that people can make through the app that we'll be launching very soon, so that you can start making those connections before you even touch down in Kigali. And then we are hosting 2 all-conference events outside of the opening reception that we're going to have on the 12th. So on the 13th and 14th, we're hosting an all-conference reception as well, directly after the last session of the day. So we're really excited about having everybody come together for some socializing and some fun. And then last but not least, ensuring that youth are involved on a meaningful level. We're again, like I was talking about prior, we have a plenary dedicated to youth and planned by youth. We have many activities throughout the conference that youth will be involved in, including a really special presentation at the closing ceremony. And of course, this amazing pre-conference event. If you have not registered already for the youth pre-conference, you are out of luck, because it is completely full at 600 people. But just stay tuned for a lot of the wonderful things that they're going to be doing throughout the conference. Now, with regard to logistics, we have a lot of things to talk about here, and I know that you have likely a lot of questions. These materials will go up online, so you'll be able to read more about what's to be expected when you arrive in Kigali and exactly what is happening. But I'm just going to go through a few things right now so that you'll be a little bit more familiar with what's going to happen when you touch down. So when you arrive in Kigali at the airport, there will be a tent set up just outside of the exit of the airport. So once you leave with your bags, you'll walk out and you'll see a very large tent straight ahead. There will likely be many people waiting for people to come out of the airport, so it might be a little bit difficult to see past the throng of folks. But you will see that tent there. That is where you can get a cup of coffee. You can relax for a little bit while you're waiting for your shuttle. You can find out where the shuttles are located and what route you're on, and just get a little bit of information there. We'll also have cell phone companies there to assist you with purchasing SIM cards for your phones that you can use in Kigali. And they will also assist you with hotel details and information about the events. We'll have a team on the ground there to do that. With regard to your visas, I know a lot of you are asking questions about the visas. There is information on our website with regard to how you go about getting visas. We highly suggest that you go online to the link that we have on the website and purchase your e-visa straight from there if you are able to do so. And it takes about 2 days to get your visa online, and you'll need your passport number, and you'll need your hotel where you're staying, and your travel dates. So make sure you have all of those things before you jump online to get your visa. And then you also have a conference letter that you can attach. So when you went online to register for the conference and you successfully registered, you should have received an email. And at the end of that email, you will find your welcome letter to the conference. I know that we have Carolina online. Carolina, do you have anything else additional to say with regard to the registration process? Because I know there are some people that are having trouble with the registration.
Hi, everyone. So I would like to direct people to our registration page on fpconference.org/register. We did send out an email with some troubleshooting tips. I think many people have thought that they completed the registration and have failed to push the last complete button or a tiny detail. So please go to 2018.fpconference.org.
You muted the call.
Oh.
Can everybody hear me?
Yep, we can hear you,
Yes.
Carolina.
Okay, great. So yeah, please visit the registration site. And at the bottom of the page, we have some troubleshooting tips. And these are the same ones that we sent out in that email. So please look at these tips and go one by one and see if you missed anything. If not, we are trying to get through all the emails that are coming through the registration email. We have tons of them, so please be patient with us while we get to everyone. And at the end of your completed registration, you should be receiving your visa letter. And it comes automatically through the email that you signed up with. And you can also go back online and use the PDF icon to re-download that invoice and letter on the second page if for some reason you missed it the first time it came through.
Great. Thank you, Carolina.
Yeah, I also think we have a question from Mulume Theodore from DRC. He was asking the same question, whether he can pay on site. Théodore, je pense que, je ne sais pas si vous comprenez bien anglais, mais on a la facilité de payer dès qu'à l'arrivée. Donc, ce que vous pouvez faire, vous pouvez juste vous connecter sur notre système. Et puis, il faut faire entrer toutes les informations, bien sûr les informations de contact, les détails de votre pièce d'identité. Et puis, il y aura une autre page pour le paiement. Donc, vous allez sélectionner le paiement on-site. C'est comme ça que c'est écrit. Donc, après ça, vous allez cliquer sur compléter le paiement et dans ce cas, vous allez avoir la page ou avec une lettre pour l'invitation. Et ça vous aidera à avoir le visa ou bien dans le processus d'obtenir le visa.
Thank you, Chris,
Okay.
for that. And also for anyone else who has questions, we will be taking questions at the end. So please feel free to ask them in the chat box as you have them, and then we will go through them at the end and answer them in sequence.
Perfect. Thank you. So with regard to registration and accreditation, once you're on site, we have registration and accreditation happening at the Kigali Convention Center. Those stations will be open from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. daily. So you can come at any time between the 9th of November and the 14th of November to register and get your accreditation. No one will be able to enter the convention center without that registration. So please come early if you can and pick up your registration badge. And as well, please, if you can, before you even leave your country, if you can upload your passport style photo to your profile online, that will save you a lot of time once you get there, because without a photo, you will not also be allowed to enter the convention center. So we'll need to have that photo so that the security here in Rwanda can match up the photos to the badges and the people that are wearing them. So please do save yourself some time and upload that passport style photo to your profile. With regard to transportation has been organized for all the delegates of ICFP to all of our designated partner hotels. So if the hotel that you are in is on our online site, they will have shuttles appearing there every morning and dropping you off there every evening. And there's a shuttle route that will show you in just a bit that has all the hotels there on that specific shuttle system. So then we also have shuttles from the airport 24 hours a day from the 9th through the end of the conference and a day beyond. So on the 16th, we're still bringing people from their hotels to the airport. There will be a check-in table both at the convention center as well as the hotel so that you can register your flight time and date, and they will have a shuttle there to pick you up. So you'll be at that airport in plenty of time to make your flight. With regard to security here, there have been a lot of questions about security in Rwanda. It is an incredibly safe country. They bill it as the safest country in Africa, and it is a really great place to be and to have this conference. We're really excited about not having to worry about our delegates while they're here. With regard to if you do experience an emergency of any kind, when you get here, the number will be on the back of your badge, as well as it'll be in the program, printed program. But the number to call, the toll-free number to call for any emergency here in Rwanda is 112. So again, that important information will be on the back of your badge. With regard to people sending goods here, if you're an exhibitor and you're sending things here, you'll have a booth exhibitor packet, and in that packet you'll see the 2 approved customs clearing agencies. You may also send things via DHL and FedEx and UPS directly to the location in which you wish to ship. So if you wanted to send that to your hotel, you can do so. If you wanted to send it directly to the convention center, just please be sure to list the ICFP and your booth name and number on that shipment, so that they know exactly what it's for and where it's to go when we start loading in for that. With regard to telecommunications, there are a couple of local telecom operators, MTN and Airtel, and they have SIM cards for purchase. So we will have them on site both at the convention center as well as the airport, and then there are a number of offices around Kigali that you can purchase them, as well as umbrellas around almost every corner where you can pick some up or add money to your SIM card. With regard to the internet, most hotels here offer internet connectivity. So, you can also buy data from those telecom companies we were talking about, so that you can have internet if your hotel internet is spotty. But we found that it's fairly good here. It is light rainy season here, so sometimes when it gets a bit rainy, the internet gets a bit spotty. But it's really good. And we have, with regard to tipping, tipping is not customary in most places in Rwanda, but the higher end restaurants and in town, there's still a 10% tip for the final bill is something nice to do. With regard to currency, the currency here is the Rwandan franc. We will have a Forex bureau there at the convention center if you need to exchange money, and as well there is an ATM there at the convention center, so you can pull out Rwandan francs. Credit cards are accepted at most supermarkets, restaurants, and hotels. American Express is a hit or miss. It's usually MasterCard and Visa. With regard to the weather here, it's actually quite lovely. It's cool at night at about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm looking at so between 24 and 20 degrees Celsius and about 60 degrees Fahrenheit at night here, and 70 during the day. So quite nice. Electricity is 220 volts, and it's 50 hertz. The plug type is that round European plug. So if you have adapters, it's probably a good idea to bring those if you don't have that type of plug. With regard to customs, let's see, hold on, we talked about that. Kigali City. Okay, so Kigali City is in the middle of the country, pretty much. I mean, it's pretty easy to reach. It's pretty easy to reach the borders of Rwanda because Rwanda is a small place. But they have a lot to offer, so that if you do have time either on the front end of your trip or on the back end of your trip, there is so much to see and do in Kigali. We have a dine in and around Kigali map that are actual booklet that you can find online, and we need to kind of take a little bit of time to go through that and see where you should go shopping and check into other elements. And that's about it for me with regard to the general information and logistics with regard to Kigali and the conference itself. But we'll take more questions if you have any other ones at the end of the presentation. So last but not least, let's see. I think are we going to jump to there we go. We're going to jump to the shuttle system. We've got the airport shuttles and the hotel shuttles outlined for you here. You can also find the map of the convention center. We've got the ground level as well as the auditorium level of convention center. All of the meeting rooms are in that orange color. And you'll see that there's also one meeting room for sessions over in the Radisson Blu Hotel, which is just across the driveway from the convention center itself. So you'll find everything you need to know with regard to the conference locations on this map. As well, you'll see all of the exhibit booths. The exhibit booths this year are located throughout the concourse, throughout the convention center. And so you will be able to access those while you're walking to and from sessions. They'll be open a number of hours every day. And we will also have an exhibitor booth bingo contest for prizes, so that if you visit, the more you visit the exhibit booths, the bigger your chances to win. But we'll be giving away some iPads and some fun things for those that are attending these exhibit booths and chatting with those folks about what they have to offer. As you can see, the exhibitor hours are most of the hours of the conference, as well as during those morning times and evening times where people will have a bit of free time between the conference sessions. With regard to the pre-conferences, we have the youth pre-conference that we talked about, the demographic dividend pre-conference, an urban reproductive health pre-conference, and an interfaith pre-conference. Most of the registration is closed, but I believe there are still some invitations open to the interfaith prayer on November 11th. So please go online to see our website about how to attend that session. As well, we have a number of pre-conference set visits that you can attend, and we have you can see the online registration link for that. So if you have any desire to go to one of these site visits, I've been to a number of them, and it's a pretty fantastic experience. So I do highly recommend jumping on one of the shuttles and going out to see what Rwanda has to offer. So Christina, do you want to take us through the ICFP day by day?
Sure, thanks, Kelly. And just a reminder that, yes, you do have to pre-register for those site visits. So that Eventbrite registration is available on the ICFP website under the site visit tab. And just a reminder also that the Urban Reproductive Health Pre-Conference just opened some more slots, so please be sure to sign up for that if you're interested. Regarding the ICFP day by day, this is our overview of the program schedule, which you can find on the ICFP website under program. We now have the more detailed scientific program overview as well, but this is a great place to find the highlights of all of the days and when you can go to different sessions and things. You'll see that the poster sessions, there are 3 each day on Tuesday and Wednesday, and 1 in the morning on Thursday, and those are 3 hours each. So please feel free to visit at your convenience and definitely check those out. Those will be located around the concourse at the Kigali Convention Center. We now have our official scientific program on the website. So if you go to the fpconference.org website under program, you'll see ICFP 2018 scientific program. You can search by author, you can search by type of session. So please do check this out. This live updates as we get things in and as things are confirmed, and you can find everything from poster sessions to regular oral sessions to special lunch symposiums and also our special events in the evening. We also have our implementing best practices workshops again this year. Once we have our official conference program confirmed, we will send that out electronically and you can take a look. But for now, we have these on the screen for you to view. And we're really excited to be able to offer them again this year. We also have 3 special lunch symposia this year. On Tuesday, November 13th, we have the Packard 2018 Quality Innovation Challenge. That takes place during the lunch hour. We also, at the same time, have the Pfizer Special Lunch Symposia taking place on November 13th as well. We're also pleased to offer our topical roundtables again this year. So on Tuesday, we have the youth and faith subcommittees, both offering options for you to join. So please take a look at those if you're interested. You bring your lunch. I believe pre-registration is required, or at the very least encouraged, just to, Kelly?
Nope.
Oh, sorry.
It's first come, first serve.
First come, first serve. Yes. Okay. So once you get your lunch that day, you can just head to the area that is designated for each of those table sessions, and hopefully you can get a spot. We're really excited to offer so many diverse table topics this year, and hope that everyone does get to be able to participate. On November 14th, we have the Bayer 120 Under 40 Symposium happening during the lunch hour. And we also are offering the topical roundtables as well on 14 different topics on Wednesday. So those are the lunch overviews and a day-by-day overview. Each day we also have some special, very special events that we're really excited to be able to really announce for the first time on this webinar. So we have a special Women of Impact Global Leaders Creating Positive Change panel, including the First Lady of Rwanda, the First Lady of Haiti, Princess Sarah Zayed of Jordan, as well as Her Excellency Toyin Saraki from Nigeria. So this is promising to be a really impactful panel, and just really excited to be able to showcase how these women are change makers around the world and how they are encouraging other young women to step up and become change makers as well. We also have the 2018 FP Voices video and photo booth again this year. So we encourage everyone to please stop by the photo and video booth and either record something or take a picture and share it on your networks. It's a really great way to show not only the family planning community, but also any global development community and your own personal networks, what we're doing in Kigali and why we're here and how we're making change around the world. PAI, in coordination with FP 2020 and the Packard Foundation, are also sponsoring a special event. So if you're interested, please check out their URL and RSVP for that. The ICFP is also organizing the Red Carpet Celebration Evening Among the Stars on November 13th from 5:45 to 7 p.m. in the evening. We have some special celebrity guests who are attending. We also have some awards that we will be presenting, and it promises to be a really, really fun night. And PSI is also hosting a cocktail reception called Not Your Mama's Cocktail Reception after the celebration. So please be sure to join that as well. And just a really great way to connect and network and celebrate the successes of all of us. On Wednesday night at 5:45 to 7, we have the Pitch Fest, and we will have 10 CEOs pitching their idea for the next big idea that will change SRHR in the next 5 years. We also have Amplify Change, who will be giving out some grants to the top youth winner. So this is something that is voted on by the audience and selected by the audience. So please be sure to come. We need your vote as well as we need your attendance so that we can really make this a great evening event, and so that you can share in what these CEOs from around the world think will change the game in terms of family planning, and how we all can continue to make a difference. This next slide, I believe, Kelly, is back to you. It's the global conversation on family planning.
Those are the number of impressions that we received last ICFP in 2016 with regard to all of our communications efforts. And we are moving into a new plan for 2018 ICFP. And Christina will take that away and talk to you about exactly what we're doing to really get the word out about family planning and all that is going on in the arena. So.
Great. Thank you, Kelly. So I am the Communications Subcommittee Co-Chair, and in coordination with Global Health Strategies, who is managing our traditional media efforts, as well as Torchlight Collective, who is managing our digital and social media, we have a really robust communication strategy plan for this year. And hopefully you've been able to see some of our social media posts or things that we've done online so far. I really encourage you to take a look at our website and check out our social media channels, our hashtags, and see what we're up to. We have a lot of fun things planned, and it's a really great way to engage with the communications community. Wanted to provide you a little brief overview of some of the traditional media. So we've heard from close to 100 reporters who are interested in covering the conference either in person or remotely. And we're really excited to be able to bring so many journalists from around the world, including the Global South, to ICFP this year. We also are planning lots of press conferences and reaching out to spokespeople. We just finalized a second media advisory, which was sent out about 2 weeks ago, and that is being shared with reporters and the core group to help drum up excitement for the conference, and also shares details about reporting opportunities with journalists. We also hosted, in honor of World Contraception Day, over 10 ICFP satellite and partner events around the world. We saw really impressive coverage of family planning issues, including articles in 8 global outlets and 18 national dailies across 12 countries. So again, we're really working on increasing that drumbeat leading up to the conference and having lots of media and press coverage. If you haven't been to the ICFP website, I hope that you will following this call. There's a ton of information on there, from everything from logistics to how to register to how you can participate virtually, how to become an exhibit and a sponsor, things that we're doing special with the youth, any sort of news updates. It's really the best place and should be your #1 spot for any sort of questions that you may have on anything related to ICFP. We also officially launched our virtual conference program. So the ICFP Virtual Conference Hub is the home for ideas, solutions, and opinions from the ICFP community. We launched the hub on World Contraception Day, and it is the main destination for engaging and following along with the ICFP. You can find live video messages, live streams of key sessions, community posts, and a collection of videos on key conference themes during the conference. So even if you are attending in person or if you're not, the conference hub will be a really great resource for you. So I encourage you to check that out. It includes live events, community content, videos, engagement kit. You'll see on the screen now, this is the landing page for the ICFP Conference Hub. We will be doing a refresh of that in the next week or so, where we'll have a lot more content, a lot of videos, a lot of partner content, and it's really just going to have a ton of information for you. So please do check that out and keep that bookmarked. We also have a virtual engagement kit available online. You can download as a PDF. It serves as your guide to virtual participation around the 2018 ICFP, and it includes shareable social media content, including infographics, opportunities to engage with the ICFP digitally, high-res ICFP logos if you need them, and other helpful resources like official conference hashtags and handles, suggested posts, and more. So please check that out on the ICFP website. Inside, you'll find things such as the ICFP virtual program with Torchlight Collective is managing. I believe they are just about finalizing that. You'll also find our digital platforms and links to those directly. So you may have noticed, if you follow us on social media, that we are really pushing content on Instagram heavily this year. It just has the opportunity for a lot more video streams and a lot of photos and more engaging ways to connect with our audience. So we're leaning heavily on that. So please do follow us on Instagram if you don't already. We also have our Facebook group, our Twitter handle, and we have a special, in addition to our Facebook page, we have created a Facebook group this year. So I encourage you to join that if you haven't already. It's a way to connect with other people attending the ICFP either in person or virtually, and offers you the opportunity to network with them and connect with them when you're on the ground in Kigali or virtually. We also have our key hashtags in the virtual engagement kit, and our main one is ICFP 2018, but we also have some secondary hashtags. I encourage you to use them in your postings as well as search them if you're interested in seeing what kind of content our partners are pushing out in the lead up to the conference and also during the conference. We also have some suggested posts. So you can share these graphics. You can download them from the virtual engagement toolkit. You can share them, show people that you're attending the ICFP. You can let people know how they can engage as well. We also have some posts that you can some conference posts that you can take, and you can also tweak them to suit your own social media channels or your organization channels, and we just encourage you to take a look at them and use that language if it's helpful for you. We also have some infographics that we're really excited to be able to share this year. They will be in the program as well and are available online, but we're excited to showcase the return on investment theme with showing how family planning really increases the prosperity of nations, it creates healthier families, and it leads to unleashed youth potential. So excited to share those as well. One of the final comms updates is PSI Magazine is working with us again this year to produce a special ICFP edition, which will be provided to every conference attendee who is coming to Kigali in person. This edition is dedicated to covering innovative ways to increase adolescent uptake of contraception. And we have a wide variety of amazing contributors, and just wanted to provide an update that that magazine is shipping out today, and we're really excited to be able to showcase all of the youth perspectives and youth talent, and just thank you to everyone who made that happen and everyone who contributed, and I really look forward to being able to share that with everyone in person. The last slide is just recommendations to make the most of your time in Kigali. There's a few highlights that we found for the people who have been to Kigali before, the organizing team. These are some of the things that we've really loved doing while we were there, and we just wanted to share them with you. I know that we are just about nearing our time, so I wanted to open it up to any questions, and I know that there were some questions already in the chat box, but for those that haven't been answered, I just wanted to see if we could go through quickly and see if there were any high priority questions that I can make sure we get to for you. I do see one question about Ebola, so I just wanted to let everyone know that we are aware of the situation in the DRC and are monitoring that very closely. We've been following the guidance and leadership of the World Health Organization, who met last week. They convened a global panel of leading experts on infectious disease from around the world, and that panel declared that at this time, the Ebola situation in the DRC does not constitute an international public health emergency. So we are following the World Health Organization with regards to that. We will continue to monitor the situation closely and keep you apprised of any updates that we have, or if the situation changes at all. But for now, that's the best information that we have from the WHO. And that is what we are basing it on. I also see another question about the registering for the red carpet event or the Women of Impact panel. Those registration is not required for those sessions. That is a general invite list. So anyone attending the ICFP is welcome to attend those events. Just seeing if we have any other questions. I see a question of, yes, Chris.
Yeah, regarding the Ebola situation, I also would like to mention that we learned that the government of Rwanda, and I think Malik may be online, is Malik online, but the government of Rwanda has the screening facilities and all preparedness mechanisms that are in place. They are in place, and at all the ports of entries, either at the airport and any other kind of entrance points, there are screening facilities that are already in place.
Wonderful. Thank you, Chris.
That's the information from the Rwanda Biomedical Center.
Wonderful. Let's see.
Does anyone have any other questions that we haven't answered?
Hi, everyone. This is Carolina. I'm going to jump on here and answer a question about your acceptance letter for your visa. Please check the second page of your invoice that should have your visa letter on there. And you can also re-download it using the PDF icon in your registration portal.
Yeah, and we have a question about what vaccine do I need for Rwanda, please?
If you're coming from a country with yellow fever, you need a yellow fever vaccination. And if you're going to any country from Rwanda, they'd like to see a yellow fever vaccination because there is yellow fever in Rwanda. So.
Yeah, and another question is about whether the malaria prevention treatment like Malaron or Lariam are recommended. The answer is yes, but at all the venues of the conference, there will be there are malaria prevention mechanisms that are already in place, and
yes, you're in good shape.
Malik is calling.
Wonderful.
Okay.
I see a question about whether there will be an ICFP app, and yes, your prayers have been answered. We will have an ICFP app. It's launching soon. We're really excited. We're just putting the final touches on that now, and we will send an email in the email blast once that's available. So if you're not registered for the weekly ICFP email newsletter, please be sure to do so. That's where we can send out any sort of news updates like that. So please look for that, and it'll be available on both the Google Store and Apple iOS for download. And I see a question about airport transfers. Yes, there are airport transfers to the ICFP associated official hotels. You can find which hotels those are on the shuttle page, which is on the ICFP website, and those shuttles were run from November 9th through 12th, and then again at the end of the conference. Okay, I believe that's all of the questions for now. If you have any other questions, we're happy to answer them. Please email either myself or Kelly or Carolina or Anastasia Perron, who are, or Chris, obviously, who are all leading the charge on all things logistics. So thank you again for joining the webinar. We really look forward to welcoming you all to Kigali and to having a wonderful 2018 ICFP.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.